versus
Ja,
like,
schau mal.
So I
Or
think
just caps.
yeah, true. So I like the idea of like pick things that can actually start fights for you because they didn't have a lot of tools for that last game. I think it was a fun draft to watch, fun comp to follow. But
Das pick Lulu.
so giving themselves a go button could be a solution to.
War gemeint, knapp unter 25 Minuten, ja. Hey, danke für den 21.
Rise, Rumble, Karma. So it's a Lulu first pick Fnatic. To me, that's signaling Inara for upset.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's a good call, right? Like, you've got hyper aggression that you can play through in the lane, easy one-item spikes to try and play around, and that's what you want as Fnatic. Something that can try and fight early and have a lot of power. That puts a little bit of a wrench in the works, though, because Caitlyn, very strong in that early.
Was machst du mit LCS? Vielleicht ein Powernap.
Go here as well if you want to and just make things a little
Ich bin so müde. Vielleicht einen kleinen Powernap.
Caitlyn, even like Bard can pair with her. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
true.
lot of supports that can get aggressive with the Caitlyn pairing. They don't have to lock it out if they want to go for a jungler instead, but there's the Bard hover. And again, if it's locked in, I like it a lot. There it is. So
Und Bot ist schon lost.
really scary.
And the first couple of
Bot ist schon lost.
from Lebrov and the Bard were
Okay.
the greatest, but he really has come into his own and looks fantastic on it. This is not the... I'm assuming that this is going to immediately swap to Inara.
Yeah, the Ezreal hover is odd to me because it doesn't immediately synergize with the Lulu, and like the Lulu doesn't want to roam necessarily. It's not as good unless you have like a jungler that really needs it. So Inara does make a little more sense. It's just the classic pairing. We've seen this all
Pantheon, bitte.
year so far. And the shift to fearless drafting, I love what this has done.
Bitte Pantheon.
In meta. So I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Some people aren't a fan. I'm a fan of the fact that we kind of have like duos identified. It's like, okay, so you see the Lulu, you assume Inara. You see the Seraphine, you assume the Ashe. I see the Bard, I assume like the Caitlyn, something like that. So I think it's really cool that we're getting these pairings.
Gute Frage, was sie gehen. Bei Vi wird es nicht sein. Wukong wäre noch offen, theoretisch, ja.
Online upset on a prime carry and a jungler that you're happy with Razorcon.
And also just something that can try and cover for a lot of these like multi-lane plays that G2 tend to make. So we'll have to see if that is going to be the game plan here. Now what does Cumon try and go for as an answer is going to be the next call, because I don't think, well, maybe they do. I was about to say, I don't think you take the mid lane here. Caps really wanting the Ahri, though, to start things off.
Okay, so blind pick Ahri, that will allow some more jungle bans for Fnatic, unless you want to focus on the top side. Either way, Caps blind picking, he's feeling good.
Melban.
His matchup into Vladdy. What do we think about, I mean, maybe they banned it away because G2 do get a couple of bans here, but I mean, you're talking about the Victor, you're talking about these ranged mages into the Ahri. Still favoring that right now?
Und wir bannen bitte Wukong. Wukong, Mel, Annie sollten die bannen.
Problem is just that
Wir bannen Wukong bitte.
you end up with like Ahri Vi,
Wukong und Vi.
it's not going to be a good time for you.
Yeah.
So this is where the question for me for Fnatic is, do you try and just ban away like junglers immediately, like, well, there goes the Vi, to try and set you up? The only problem is on the opposite side, we're seeing G2 go, oh, range does kind of suck. So Mel gone, easily could be the victor to go next. And maybe something like the Sylas as well if you really want to, because Lulu is very good at enabling a lot of these melee champions as well, because you get a lot of value out of that wild growth. Even just keeping Sylas with more uptime is always good in the fight too.
It does mean that you
Digitu da Mundo, ja.
Pantheon's in a similar spot, but Pantheon does have the Aegis Assault to just always give that directional immunity.
Kali raus. Annie's noch offen.
Different melee champion is an option for Fnatic if they want to go for it, but Akali is not an option as that's taken off the table. G2 banning away 2 mid laners, and now Fnatic get their final ban of game.
Wukong.
The Vi and that's maybe another jungle. No, it's a Gwen. Okay, so they're taking that off the table for Rogue.
Okay, wir wollen Sion.
I'm trying to figure out what Schema wants to play, because he did have the Olaf yesterday, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what you want to try and play to into Pantheon. I think you went out in the early stages, and I think you can do well into the Lulu because of the ultimate, so
I
it
actually
could be an
like
option.
it.
Yeah.
It's hard for the Inara to like stay off of you. The problem is like the damage. Inara can do like a big chunk right away. No, there's the Skarner. Okay, we get
Hi,
it.
Mr. LCS.
Hey, look, man. I love this champ.
Yeah.
Shout out Captain Flowers. I'm sure there's a lot of Scorpions in the chat right now. It changed since, you know, his time with
Oder LCS, ja.
Still, it is a really hard brick wall to get through. This champion, if you get ahead, is almost unkillable.
It's also by default what Fnatic
Sion, obvious one. Was picken wir auf Mitte?
can play.
Bitte nicht Annie.
Like we talked about the Sylases and this kind of stuff. If that happens, well, then
Besser.
it's going to be close range, Sion close range. It's going to be the Aurora instead, but it means you've already got value. For
Top ist fine. Also Jungle ist Stärke im 1v1.
And
Denke
we've
ich.
got a lot of lanes that can
Mit der Pressure.
with the Baron portal into
Botlane ist Botlane und Toplane kriegen die Conter weg.
wall is a safe wall in this game.
Every wall is just a guideline.
Boah, Draft ist okay.
It's a guideline. It's a suggestion. Even the Ambessa getting over some.
Also Draft ist auf jeden Fall winnable.
Broken Blade.
Mal sehen, Botlane wird zu rough.
Scion, but hey, when
Botlane wird sehr rough.
see the checklist for Fnatic, what you gave me was, solid engage tools, something like Pantheon for Razork, ranged, like Victor, Aurora, a little different, but still kind of, and then upset on a hyper carry. So I think Fnatic got an ideal composition for what they're able to do and how they play.
I agree, and I think the Aurora definitely can match a lot of that pressure from Caps in the early stages, can clear out waves very effectively, is way less of a problem when it comes towards like that all-in from a Skarner or a Nari because she's got that in-between world.
Yeah.
So overall, I think for Fnatic, you have the ability to play through this, try and set up for some plays around this Yunara Lulu, and play off of those big one-item spikes that we were talking about. So I think if I'm Fnatic, like this is a good draft to try and find that early success.
Yes, it's playing to the strengths of the roster, to the strengths of the team.
Skarner wurde gebufft.
Fnatic
Straight up.
to try and mount a comeback here. They're going to have to get back-to-back game wins to take the series. G2 only need one. And that game one looked like they were continuing the momentum that they picked up at first stand. This team is not slowing down so far. G2 looking like the real deal here in the LEC. And that question on everyone's mind is who's going to be the one to step up and stop them? Can it be Fnatic?
Na, ja, vielleicht, klar. Diesmal.
Fans have been electric all day, Dagda. Whenever it's these two teams against...
Hat sie weiter in First? Ja. Hard Steal into Unending.
Making noise in the arena today as game 2 is underway.
Two of the biggest organizations in Europe when it comes to fandoms, starting to be alongside the likes of Nkoi and KC, but Skewmont is a 100th game in the LEC. This man, I don't think he's making waves, I think he's making tsunamis since he's entered.
He cannonballed in and everybody got splashed.
Die Tanks About Items kannst du auch gehen, aber Hard Steal, also Skarner macht halt wirklich sehr, sehr viel Damage. Mit Skarner macht sehr viel Damage mit Hard Steal.
On this roster, had a little bit of teething problems, but G2 ever since have just gone from strength to strength. And now, I mean, coming back as finalists at first hand is going to be what everyone is talking about for the longest time.
Yeah. Let's catch up on the jungle pathing so far for their early game expectations here. Both starting on the top camps, pathing towards bot, but there was an early ward place.
Outstock ist interessant. Also er geht davon aus, dass er halt E oder Ulti trifft. Mal sehen. Verdammt gute Frage, wie G2 deine Worte bekommen hat.
You can see the pings already going down, saying, look, this is exactly where he is. So full information. And at the moment, I think you're happy as Skewmont to just try and match this Pantheon. Ensure that there's no kind of
Verdammt gute Frage.
Can be made in the early stages. Protect Hansam and Lebrov, who will continue to have push on this bottom side thanks to the Caitlyn and the Bard. And just not really let anything dissuade you in the early stages. So it really is, again, on towards some good trades from Vladdy and this kind of mid-jungle and Fnatic to set up this game for success.
Vladdy with a good start here in lane. He chunks out Caps, already gets the potion, and is still up in health bar trade. So Caps, sometimes you just get hit with that one chunk, and that one electrocute just kind of wins the early laning phase for you. Vladdy finding that run right now is Hansam and Lebrov shoving in this bot wave. Both junglers on the bottom half of the map, so G2 need to be careful. There's always the option that Razork could skip a camp and just look for the gank.
Yeah, I think it would be tough though, just with the clear speed on the Skarner should be able to match a huge amount of that as well. And I think this is where the Skarner should be able to, again, move in, get Scuttle Crab, and it'll be on Razork to try and move topside. So again, it's these like small little windows of timings that Skewmont will ever end up winning out on.
So der Caitlyn Bart early gewinnen? Ja, 100%. Lane, Bully Lane. Harte Bully Lane.
Stepping that Orbit Deception. As now, like you said, Skewmont has the same clear speed, so he's also on this bottom side looking at the Scuttle. Razork currently hovering mid right now.
Pass, der muss Topside Grip gehen.
Start this one up.
Ist okay.
No, because you would see, and I would see Skewmont there.
Smart von Skewmont, sehr smart von Skewmont. Der weiß, dass er noch around ist. Sehr, sehr smart von Skewmont.
Yeah, Laspa taking some damage, but Lebrov is answered right on back. Early heal from both sides. Laspa and Lebrov using that one. But extended play, Razork does just path up towards the top Scuttle Crab. No one falls in the bot lane.
Flash is burnt in the mid lane though, off of what I assume was a gank play there, as everything was happening on the bottom side. So we're getting at least a little bit of action early. And again, I think this opens up for Razork, who still has his flash, to try and look for plays on Caps. before he hits that level 6 mark.
Same can be said for Skewmon, because no flash on Vladdy means that whichever jungler gets there first will be the one to make that impact. If Cap
Mag ich unseren Skirmish.
and then you get the Yixel's impact into a wall, you know, and Skewmon is actually hovering here right now. Broken Blade drops the ward down. He's probably just going to stop this back. Yep, just be a little annoying.
Yeah, your word was much nicer in your head than mine was.
Was yours, I'm going to guess, not broadcast appropriate?
So as the junglers continue on throughout their journey, I'm going to wait and see if they do make it in towards mid. Lebrov, sitting here on this mid wave as well, just trying to get some vision down, is, I'm pretty sure, aware that he's on vision. So what I was saying as they went was that the Phalite ended up being hit, I believe, by Scar's Bloom.
Oh, yeah.
So they knew that vision was there. So I think they should have an idea that somewhere in River there is a ward that's spotting them out.
Ich würde gerne die Crab fighten, wenn Bot ein Conditions einigermaßen okay sind, HP weiß.
Hovering in that mid lane.
Da hätte ich gerne einen Fight.
Cap's hitting level 5, getting close to that level 6.
Bekommen wir das hin?
That you're not going to be able to, or the same like angle to find that gank is not going to be present for very long. As soon as you have the Spirit Rush, you can just kind of avoid those ganks with a much shorter cooldown. But
Aua, das war im Stream. Das war nicht ich, by the way. Aua, das war in dem Stream.
Still level 5. The Scuttle Crab is
Aua.
and both junglers are in the neighborhood.
Razor trying to see if he can help it.
Das war vom Stream aus, sorry.
Expecting Skewmon to be down here.
Cosmic finding Miss.
Guter Counter-Gang Read, wir müssen die Bottom-Wave reinbekommen. Yep.
I don't think Skewmon saw Razork, at least I don't know. I don't believe he would have.
So both junglers
Haben nichts gehört, ab zum Monat.
basically just waiting until 5:30 to clear their camp so they get the upgraded smite. So using that little bit of timing they have to potentially make a play on the bottom side. But now as you're about to take over, there goes both the camps. They now should have the upgraded smites as they clear them and then can contest for that Scuttle Crab that's been
Which
exploded
is
on
spawning
bot side.
bot side. But actually, Imperos goes for the old top. Broken Blade
Early Game läuft deutlich besser.
the knock-up with his own public execution. Now it's a fight for bot lane control because of that Scuttle down there. Razork will be spotted here.
Condition von uns ist okay. Ich würde den Fight hier nicht schlecht finden.
As well. Hansama took a chunk, Lebrov took a chunk. So currently Fnatic have a little more health bar. Flash forward from
Finde ich solid.
straight onto Hansama, who uses
Sehr solid.
magical journeys to safety, as well as using his flash.
Gut.
Fnatic actually pushed
Gut.
out G2's bot lane.
It's a fight in the bottom lane, but it was the mid lane move from Vladdy that really dictated it. Fnatic knew they had the numbers advantage, so they will get the crab, get the level 6, and will kick Skewmon out back up.
Gefällt mir mehr. Gefällt mir viel mehr. Auch kein Cleanse auf Hans.
And what a play from
Ist gierig. Ein kleines gieriges Schweinchen ist er.
When you have the Aegis to hold this Pantheon, if you're not like just blown up through CC, you can always just throw that up and be safe. And so that meant that it was Hansama that had to actually be scared.
Yeah, he's just unfortunate that walls are still suggestions, so they were able to get out of there. It could have been very good. But now you're kind of down that flash as Pantheon. You did get the flash in this barrier from Hansama, but we'll have to again see Fnatic if they can punish these summoner spells, because we haven't seen it towards that mid lane with both summoners now both mid laners ticking over to level 7.
So it's going to be the early scuttle over to Razork bot side, but Skewmon will still hit level 6 on the top half of the map and be just fine for right now. The one surprise for me, though, is that Imperos has been subtly just getting this lead over Broken Blade. He uses the ult and trades with Broken Blade's ult. Almost found the kill. Broken Blade's down 2 full waves of CS, and Imperos has a Cole, so he's going for the farming Scion, who's going to scale up into this
Return State ist immer noch gut.
fantastic start for
Ein besser Ult Suppression. Boah.
Focus on armor.
Du kannst meine ich smiten, wenn die hinter dir ist. Ich weiß nicht, wie es funktioniert. Also ich weiß nicht genau, wie es ist, aber ich glaube, du kannst smiten mit der Ulti.
Beefcake this game. We'll have to see as this game goes on. But Razork sitting on the bottom side, looking for it.
Guter Gank.
Now the heal used aggressively, polymorph, but still
Sehr schön.
journey, but in comes Razork
Schön.
with the grand starfall for first blood.
Sehr, sehr schön.
Fnatic on the board.
Great gank from Razork. Again, Hansama hadn't got that summoner spell. He knew it wasn't available. Hoped to give the
Sehr, sehr schöner Gank. Viel besseres Early Game, gefällt mir sehr.
still just going to be happy to get that win in the bottom lane.
And it's straight into an objective afterwards. The Dragon, because Fnatic are able to rotate up, help him clear this one. It's not even set Razork that far behind. There's only one camp advantage for Skewmon.
Gut.
Currently, it's going to be 2 camps as Razork finishes this Dragon. You're taking that as Fnatic really, really good.
Ich glaube, wir haben noch eine Pantheon-Ulti vor Flash.
On the bottom side, so can defend your bot lane camps. Unless Upset had to burn the cleanse. And now Skewmon, off that honestly, might have the backup of Rob to try and take some camp here.
That was one of the more strange cosmic bindings I've ever seen land right there. So Upset down a cleanse. As Skewmon will go for the invade onto Razork, so he cannot just immediately go straight back to his camp. Skewmon is going to make him punished a little bit for that play, as now the magical journey from Lebrov onto Vladdy. He's got caps on the retreat path. The charm goes wide. Vladdy sidesteps it and gets to safety across the field to dodge the tempered fate.
Sexy.
And even between worlds just to get out of there.
Yeah, I think Vladdy didn't quite get the distance that he wanted on the invis jump. And it may have saved his life, because Caps was predicting this, but able to step away.
Ah ja, da war Suppressed gerade. Suppressed into stun. Okay.
Getting decent trades on the top side.
Habt recht. Ihr seid schlau. Ihr seid sehr schlau. Ab und an.
G2 and Fnatic.
Gelegentlich.
Back and forth, but it's a kill for Razork and a great start for the Fnatic jungler.
And also still Imperios holding his own in the top side. I mean, that was public execution just to get the wave shoved in, essentially. Like, Broken Blade did not get enough damage to really threaten a kill onto Imperios, even though Skewmon is nearby. Skewmon will get the grubs. Takes the first one, going for the second one. Razork doesn't have ult and is on his Krugs currently, so it looks like this will be 3 grubs picked up, as Cadril saying 07 cooked in the chat right there.
Was it Cadril or Cadril's chat?
I saw Cadril at the top. Oh, maybe that's
that's
Cadril.
the chat. That's what chat it is. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. Noob over here.
It's fine. You'll get used to it, man.
Ich mag Hänge sehr.
Again, I just want to highlight how good this is for Fnatic, because they just got smashed. And going after that last game, I was like, how do you recover from a situation like that just mentally as a player? They're doing a great job currently finding this lead early in the game.
And the fact that you got that control has really alleviated the pressure from upsetting Lost. But they were struggling a little bit, as you should, in this matchup. Bard Caitlyn, very frustrating to play against.
Was hat mit dem Journeyman auf sich? Keine Ahnung. Ja, ja, also ist nicht sehr realistisch, dass du es für den Smite-Fight benutzt, beziehungsweise den Ulti damit nicht meinen kann. Ich glaube nicht sehr realistisch.
Yeah, and Hansama is actually still getting CS advantage just by dying early on. He's got his Summoner Spells back, and he's still Caitlyn. He's still able to just push waves, be that long-range threat as Pierce goes for the unstoppable onslaught. Grand Starfall from Razork.
Gut.
He will flash to guarantee the kill.
Gut.
Razork with his
Viel besser aus Early Game. Not bad. Überhaupt nicht bad.
And there's not really a
Nice one.
response from Skewmon. Wasn't in a position to make the play on bot. The wave is immediately cleared out, and even the reset comes through from the Fnatic bot lane to make sure nothing happens. Lebrov a little bit far forward. I think he's bluffing that he's got backup behind him.
Sehr gut.
Yeah, he's got the Tempered Fate available and the Magical Journey, so it's really just hard to lock down a Bard anyway. Sometimes they can just get away with moves like that, but Skewmon's still on his camps. Regardless, Razork with his second kill now lengthening that gold lead for himself and for Imperios, because Imperios gets a wave shoved in. Broken Blade actually does TP up to catch that one, so I don't think it will crash fully under the turret. Broken Blade should get a lot of it. Dragon's coming up in a minute 45, so there's nothing to really fight for currently. It's just back to farming for Razork. He's made good use of both Grand Starfalls. It's a long cooldown. It's 3 minutes at rank 1. You're able to get a little cooldown reduction early on with his first item, but still it's like, what, 2 minutes 40 seconds afterwards?
It's very long.
So if you don't get use out of it, it's a long cooldown. He's gotten a lot of use out of both.
Yeah, now he can still just face check, but BB is doing that top lane.
Public execution in onto Imperios.
Okay, also ich bin jetzt kein Top-Lane-Experte, aber du kannst mir nicht erzählen, dass dieses Matchup für einen besser so schlecht ist. Kauf den nicht ab.
But Imperios is not taking the bait currently. He's back on the wave, and now Skewmon can look for the Ixtal's impact through the wall. He's going to come around from the back. Imperios flashes early just to make sure he does not fall.
That's going to alleviate some pressure for Broken Blade in that top side, because you already alluded to it, Kangas. He hasn't been having the best of times when it comes towards the individual matchup. Plus that pressure from Razork has stepped him behind even further.
Wo das Trikot, alle 3 sind nicht gewaschen.
Pressure release there.
Alle 3 sind nicht gewaschen.
To give him a bit of time.
Abuse.
Still, I think for G2, they would love if some of these ganks were a bit more successful, where they were actually able to get kills or turn around some of the plays. Because with Dragon now about to spawn, you've got Razork in a great spot. You don't. Oh, hang on.
Tempered Fate here. Maybe they don't need a game. Maybe the bot lane just needs to set out themselves. The Tempered Fate into the immediate trap. But
Guter Tradeback. Schön von der. Wow. Geil. Geil. Sexy. 700 Gold. Ach, Karl ist geblockt. Nee, die Quest ist geblockt. Lol. Sexy. Sexy.
That he would out-trade Hansama in the long run, especially with a perfect wall growth from
Schön gesehen.
on point.
Nicht an Skarner stellen jetzt.
Bot lane.
Flashes forward to get the double knockup off the wild growth. Sometimes you just don't have the right timer. If that Lulu was 5 seconds slow, you probably get that.
Ich will nicht Bot-Lane-Tempo verlieren.
Now with the numbers advantage on the bot side.
Ja, sehr gut. Das Up-the-Base. Sehr gut, sehr gut, sehr gut. Gefällt mir.
Straight mid lane.
Gut, das Up-the-Base.
Hovering around the area. Vladdy's trying to hold him back, and it looks like this dragon will be secured by Fnatic. That is 2 in a row.
And this has been the best start we've seen from Fnatic this split. They have been in control of jungle camps,
Gut.
making sure they're getting
Kein Kalblock sackt natürlich, aber ist okay.
the spikes that we were talking about with Upset and Lospa and that Ardent Sensor being completed. Like, this is perfect from Fnatic, and G2 just don't really know what they're supposed to be doing. And you can see here, they try and look for the play, but I think the cleanse, yeah, it just immediately comes through.
Sehr sick.
And then the follow-up as the ultimate comes through, the flash forward for the wild.
No joke. Sehr sick.
There is nothing you can do. Only downside was that last binding, because it
Sehr, sehr sick.
Yeah, and I think Lebrov just waited for the.
Wenn die Hardstacks nicht angezeigt, der hat noch keine.
It's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So try and layer the CC more. But when there's a cleanse, you just have to throw it out so that you can only cleanse the one. Even if that happens, I don't know if that changes much of the play. Now we have a new play. Skumon's in the mid lane here. Excel's impact over the wall and Polymorph.
Schön.
That's not a Skarner Scorpion. That's a little.
That was
little
so
flawed.
anticlimactic.
Now
Maybe
the
not,
Grand
though.
Starball coming in here.
Auch noch schön.
Has the Impale available. This is scary to go too far forward. Pulling back. Razork under the turret, stunned up.
Aha.
Vladdy, temper fade.
Okay.
Man, shut down.
Bin ich fein mit.
One as the
Bin ich sehr fein mit. Alright.
Still, though, you're going to get the pressure here on towards the extra cams caps. On
Schön.
the side.
He has Spirit Rush. He has Flash. Oh, but yeah, and the Flash forward for Vladdy, not
Anti.
damage. All right, Lebrov gets out of there.
Still, I
Anti.
love this version of Fnatic. And for a team that wants to play aggressive, that
Anti,
never
anti, anti.
takes their first foot off the gas pedal, this lead opens that up perfectly. Lospa, Polymorph, goodbye Skarner. And immediately, Razork is like, I see the angle, goes for the engage. Yeah, it takes a while to get through Skarner. He is a tanky boy. But with Vladdy coming across, this Between Worlds really sets G2 on the back foot. And I think that actually Lebrov ulting 2 carries. Oh, hang on.
Back to live here. as
Wow,
Vladdy
wir sind proaktiv.
Magic happens.
Wow, wir sind so proaktiv. What the fuck?
Broken Blade in the top lane.
Hat Grabs den auf die Presse geschlagen? Also, ich fände es nicht schlecht unbedingt, aber
And I was about to say the
wir sind so viel proaktiver. Okay.
She set up for the kill on towards Razor because that tower was focused on towards upset of Vladdy. So nice
Love that.
from Lebrov, but it's still with Fnatic in a commanding position.
We got to come up with a nickname for that, though. When actually, no, there's still action. We'll get back to that maybe. It's
wanted to
lands the
speak?
Excel's impact into the wall. Vladdy does not have the ult, but is about to come off cooldown. Rocket Belt not available, but he's got Razork behind. Skumon just doesn't have the damage to kill Vladdy that fast. It does delay the Herald, though.
Maybe enough as well for G2 to actually get back onto the map and force Fnatic away. TP from Broken Blade. You don't really have push on mid. The rotation from Caps as well. I think we're looking at a bit of a scrap here around this top side.
Yeah, as G2 will start it up on Vision. Teleport back in from Vladdy. He has Between Worlds. He did not have to use it in the escape. So if Fnatic want to contest, they might have the tools. They are not going to. Razork is pathing on the bot side. So now I'm going to go back to the point I was trying to make earlier.
Okay.
You're going to have to remember back to that replay. We're going to have to come up with a nickname for something. When in the replay, you see a player do something really cool.
Yeah.
And then right out of the replay, they do something really cool.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a back-to-back moment right there as, okay, Upset's just able to
Passt.
transcend oneself and
Passt.
Yeah, I'll work.
Ulti ist wieder ab bis zum Drake. Und darauf kommt es ja an.
Shop to play in top side because
Yeah.
Vladdy, he's under terror, which means he's overextended.
Waves coming in, they drop the Herald as well, so Skumon and Broken Blade are looking for the dive. Vladdy's
Hat
trying
Ulti
to
ab.
wave, and he does so successfully, but now the Herald's taking things up. He goes Between Worlds, bounces right on back, dodges the knock of the Herald.
Wow.
Goes Between Worlds again! Buys time for Razor!
Bro, was ist passiert? Hit den Töt. Was ist passiert?
Was here to back up his mid laner and jungler.
Ey, nicht bad at all.
Razork with the
Hey, nicht bad at all.
He survived.
Wenn er gemacht hat, ist hinein. Nee, dann hätte ich sie schon 5-mal Hurensöhne beleidigt.
over the impale. And we are
Nee, machen sie heute nicht. Das machen sie heute bitte nicht. Ich würde hier gerne noch ein bisschen länger LEC-Kurs üben.
50 seconds.
Tatsächlich.
They could potentially have a third dragon.
Somebody check out Omne's blood pressure. I imagine it's going crazy. Let's get another look at that one.
Because Vladdy does so well here, buys a ton of time, gets the in-between worlds, manages to move back just the terror dies, but watch the flash here. So
Schön.
immediately Razork gets over the impale, Skumon can do nothing.
Actually insane von Bloody gespielt. Sehr, sehr, sehr insane von Bloody gespielt.
Sets
Well
up
played.
everything.
And the crowd has gotten their energy back, Dagda. Fnatic fans have something to believe in. G2 fans trying to rally their team. As you can see the reaction from the coach cams there. G2 realize the situation they're in. They are heavily behind Fnatic in this game number 2. Dragon spawning in 6 seconds now, and Fnatic have full control.
And you start to look at members of G2 to be like, okay, classically G2 can bring this back, but you're nearly 2,000 gold down in the AD carry role. Your top lane is essentially out of it, and all you have is Caps, who's on Ari. Like, this is not a 1v9 champion. This is Fnatic in a very strong position, and G2.
Ja, den geht sehr, sehr gut hier.
And now Upset's just going to walk up on Labrov here, get sunned into the wall. Hansama's walking up, but cannot get the trap down in time. Temper Fate will land onto 2, but again, nobody from G2 close enough to punish. Third Drake secured.
Yeah, they're trying to trade it for Caps on this top tower. Sure, he gets a couple of plates, but that tower remains standing. Maybe looking for a pick on mid, but Fnatic just aren't giving them that opportunity.
Yeah, there's still turret in the mid lane, so they have backup there as finally the bot turret will fall. G2 with 2 to their name. Multiple members hanging around mid right now as Fnatic realize that they need to back this up. If they can hold this turret and take it themselves, they're in a really commanding spot. That's the one thing for Fnatic, they haven't actually cracked a turret yet.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to take down these structures, and G2 has now started to crack those. So a little more map potential from G2, but they're doing it with a gold deficit.
So,
I think this is where, though, you're
wir werden outspiken am 3. Drake, oder? Am 4. Drake. Wir werden komplett outspiken. Upset wird seinen LDA fertig haben.
aggressive on mid wave because they're basically an item up.
Also, Modo.
Can then open up the
Uns geht's gut.
having Razor played through side lanes.
Right?
And at this stage, I think it's just very difficult for G2 to really answer for how well
Bisher sind wir noch sehr glücklich.
played here.
Yeah. And again, just credit to Fnatic for the mental fortitude. Coming
Yeah.
back after what a
I think it was the
terrible
therapy.
loss. Yeah, honestly, the therapy probably helps. Yeah, look into it, everybody. It works. As Upset gets one turret shot on the way out right there. Some damage done, but he's just fine. Fnatic with a 3,000 gold lead, and now they're grouping up together. They're looking for another play.
Aggressivität gefällt mir sehr.
Wall, which is only a suggestion. G2 get back out to safety.
Fnatic are overgrouping on mid though. They're losing a bit of the wave on top side. Like they could clear that out and then play for it on the timer of that push in top side, or even just look to take that tier 1 of the top side. But Upset,
Temper Fate will land on the Upset this time.
Ja, fine.
Has the cleanse, and he will use it immediately. Takes a big chunk.
Boah, ja.
Uses the journey.
Labrov ist tot. Oh, Labrov ist tot.
Continue the chase. Labrov taken out.
Labrov ist tot. Vladi geht durch die... Oh, wait. Wissen wir... Warte.
Trying to give space for his
Wissen die, wo wir sind? Vladi, das Sidestep, beautiful.
charm, and now just gets chunks down. That's
Okay.
black, but in
Bibi, kriegt die Kill nicht. Upset der Backline. Hans. Schöner Sidestep von Upset.
the damage. Skewmon cannot hit any.
Nicht flashen. Ah.
Answering the play. Upset still alive.
Auch...
Still behind him, and
Wir bekommen den Kill auf Bibi, aber selbst wenn du den Kill... Ah.
G2. Caps doesn't even find the charm. A double kill to Upset.
Ah.
Continue to make magic happen.
Ein Flash auf Upset. Ich finde, also der Player an sich, don't get me wrong, das ist nicht verkehrt.
consolation.
Aber ich denke jetzt halt schon über den 4. Drake nach und ob ich dann nicht eventuell lieber den Flash hätte.
They don't get upset. The brawl falls, and then it becomes a little wonky here for Fnatic as they try to regroup. Lospa trudging his way alongside Upset as Razork used the ultimate to try and fend off G2 as they collapse onto the bottom side of the map. But all you have to do is buy time, and you caught in the fight. Missed cap spells, but Labrov missing his life.
Yeah.
Okay, Labrowski solo grieft das.
There. Can't get close
Labrowski grieft.
to the
Sehr
magical
gut.
journey. Fnatic find a pick after the replay and are continuing their gold advantage. This is a 5,400 gold lead for them right now. 2.2k of it is on the man in the bot lane. Upset, stepping up big.
And I just don't think you really have an easy way to shut him down as G2. It kind of takes a miracle stun from Skewmon or Caps, but we've seen Skewmon's and
Sehr gute Panzer-Ultis bisher das Game, ja.
Caps hasn't been able to land these charms either, so it feels like Fnatic really have control over this game.
I mean, Caps, it's rare that you see a game this late. It's 22-45. It's not like late game, but still, he's 0-0-0. He has not been present for a single kill for his team. They've only gotten 2 so far, but he hasn't even gone down yet. Like, Caps is looking for plays, but he's just not finding them. And this team doesn't necessarily have the scaling, so it's not like you can say, oh, just go late, it'll be fine. Like, they kind of need Caps to find these miracle moments. They need Skewmon to hit these multi-champion impales for them to come back.
And the thing is, at moments like this, G2 traditionally would be like, Caps, go to side lane, you're going to farm everything, and we're going to leave you to it because you are on a late game scaling champion. Ari not exactly fitting the bill here, which means that you don't have that usual late game insurance. So for G2, I think this is now going to come down to, again, that creative use of timing windows. We saw where they...
Boah, ja, Hex Optics ist fertig. Wir haben kein LDA und kein AI, aber wir haben dafür ein QSS. Das finde ich okay, weil kein Cleanse. Und das kann hier den Teamfight, entscheiden. Hex Optics versus LDA, weiß ich nicht.
They want to get that outer tower. They don't want to overextend and give G2 that window back in the game.
Yeah, Imperios is pushing on that top and is now TPing mid. So Fnatic are coming in early. They want to make sure that they group up. Dragon's coming in 10 seconds. As Broken Blade already shoved that bottom wave in. G2 control the path into the river. Imperios is going to have to body check here. He's the only one that can do it. Caps has a flank right now.
Imperios ist so tanky.
Now the Temper Fate will land in on
Block den Charm. Okay. Ulti war nicht so geil. Ulti war gar nicht geil. Die in der Backline. Imperios ist zu OP. Upset. Sag mir bitte, du hast aus Versehen geklickt. Mach mal Damage. Ja, junger Mann. Er hat QSS oder nicht? Hallo? Okay, passt. Oh mein Gott. Junger Mann. War das Portal aus Versehen oder bist du... Oh my days.
Solo demolishing G2. They tried to turn it around, but there's just not enough in the tank.
Fnatic, where were you when they found Dragon Soul at 24?
Junge. Okay.
This down while G2 are still off the map.
Yeah, I mean 10-second death timers. Broken Blade has TP, but Skewmon does not.
Oh. Der hat QSS am Anfang des Fights. Ah, er hätte kein Cleanse. Oh mein Gott, ja. Das war das QSS, nicht das Cleanse. Okay. Wow, das ist genauso Stomp wie Game 1. Hä? Was passiert hier schon wieder? Check ich nicht.
Yeah, because as this fight kicks off, you can see Caps wants to try and be a threat on the side. But Vladdy, with that rocket belt, buying space as the rest of the team focuses on towards the top side. And I did not expect Upset to take...
Das ist die erste Soul dieses Jahr. Ich glaube, das erste Mal über zwei Drakes dieses Jahr.
But he saw his angle because two of the threats in Caps and Broken Blade are on the top side. So if he can focus down Hansama, he wins in that trade. And you can see it there. Fnatic happy to follow him along, and even with the impale, Hansama has to back away.
Chris, danke für 19.
There's just nobody that can kill this Yunara.
It's hard to kill the Yunara through the Lulu. And okay,
Stun.
Wow.
Wow. Lucky Schwein.
For zoning away Hansama there on the side to not be able to follow up as well. Fnatic with Dragon Soul now can put the final touches in this game. They have the Baron as well, so G2 are still trying to get this outer mid turret, but they don't have the wave for it. And now the Scion ult is coming in. Magical Journey from the Brav again. Caps has the Spear Rush available.
Leben. Fast unkillable oder nicht? Legit unkillable. Unkillable. I repeat, unkillable. Unkillable.
I think the rest of G2 have to try and get out of this top side. They are just going to look for the reset. No way. Oh, Blue Buff nearly a pile of...
Unkillable. Wir können nicht verlieren.
Still.
Es ist nicht dosable.
Picture perfect for Fnatic. Like, they are not giving G2...
Ja, es ist nicht dosable.
This is going to be the mid-tier 2 down. You can get this entire topside camps for Razork. They're shutting down G2 excellently.
Now the Caitlyn traps defense. The Temper Fate will land onto the wave as in goes Razork. The team's going to try and back him up now. His Aegis Assault already used early.
Immer noch unkillable. Es ist fein. Ja, es ist komplett fein. Super.
They're pushing G2 to the limit right now.
Sehr gut.
Try and clear out this wave, but they got another one right behind. And with now 2 members dead,
Perfekt.
It's a 3v5 defense for G2. Next up, it's on to Caps. Damage from the weird knee.
Upside hat noch Flash up. Nice try.
Will get Flash out of Caps, takes a few turret shots as well, but now they got to clear out the wave here as a stun on the ski.
Yep.
G2 are trying their best to defend.
Yeah, buddy. Hau den Turret um.
Not have the wallets for it. Caps uses
Hallo?
to try and get in.
Hau die Turrets um.
Maybe lands a Terminator Fierce, it will go wide. Next wave for Fnatic.
Fnatic,
okay.
Get these towers down, the Baron doing the work. There goes one. G2, what have he got?
LeBron's back up, Broken Blade in 10 seconds. It's only the cannon minions. They will have to hit this.
Hallo?
One more shot, and there it is. No Nexus turrets left for Fnatic.
Mann oder Maus, du kannst basen und TP an Pyros. Für ein 30% Max HP Schild und Full HP Base. Vielleicht. Vielleicht Base und TP. Absolut wieder ab. Brauchen wir es nicht? Okay, wir brauchen es anscheinend nicht. Okay, fahren auf den Nexus drauf. Will jemand hitten? Will jemand den Nexus hitten? Will jemand den Nexus hitten? Hans Mama tot. Okay, alright. GG. Das ist doch schon deutlich besser. Alright.
They're gonna dive the fountain, but they're not gonna dive the game. Fnatic will find a way to even it out.
Okay.
What a game from Fnatic.
Solid. Sehr gutes Early Game.